Interesting. It's Luke Wallens.
It's Shannon Stott.
And we're here. Hi, journeyers. The energy that we have when we're together is the same as the energy we have when we're not together.
Yeah, journeyers, I just need to point out that, like, if you're wearing green, wonderful.
Look at us.
Yeah.
We're wearing, this is actually green. It's coming,
it is.
It's giving yellow.
Right.
Is that people? I heard I was shopping the other day. This is what this show is about.
Yeah.
I was shopping and I was thrifting, and I heard these two people, and everything they picked up, every single thing. Mm-hmm. It's giving mom. It's giving this. It's giving. Mm-hmm. And I was like, we are really saying that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We are really saying it.
Yeah.
And it's giving nostalgia. You know, when tag phrases, phrase tags, tag lines. Anyway, taglines were like big. Mm-hmm. Remember, I feel like there was a time where people were really saying the thing. Yeah. Like whatever tagline it was. But I feel like maybe I'm old.
No, there are new phrases all the time. It's great.
It's giving.
Yeah, it's giving. Yeah. Some kind of
thrift vibe.
Yeah, thrift vibe. It's giving thrift.
Listen, we don't have time for this.
Okay, sorry.
We don't. Listen, journeyers, if you're a journeyer and you're joining us, welcome.
Yes.
Luke and I talk about how to use improv in your life, not just why to use it in our lives. Mm-hmm. Twice in a row. Wow, 3 times makes it cursed. This, what is this called? Month. This is called a month. Mm-hmm. This month has a theme, and the theme has been reliability. It's giving chorus line.
Yeah.
It's giving
synchronization.
Yes, thank you. No, this is bad. Reliability. Yeah. Look what I have for you, Luke.
Okay.
Because it's a question and exciting.
What if I don't believe what I've been relying on anymore? Ooh. Oh, okay. Great. Okay. So, yes.
Yeah. What questions do you have? Luke always has questions.
Yeah, you knew that face.
I didn't
know. What? So what if I don't believe what if I don't believe what I've been relying on anymore? Okay. Mm-hmm. So questions of faith, of like
politics.
Politics, like there will be questions, but I don't have any right now.
That's fine. But those that's the vibe. Because I was like, I'd like to even start about the things that people put on us. Like when people are like, okay, so what if I don't believe what I've been relying on anymore? Especially when people are like, you're so fill in the blank. You're so funny. You're so artistic. You're so and you're like, right. Everyone thinks I'm so Everyone thinks I'm so low. And so you're like really fulfilling this vibe that other people have been putting on you. And then maybe one day you're like, I really burn every pie I make. I am not so bakery.
Yeah. And to go along with that, like, like, what if I know that I've changed and I've changed from what people perceive who I am, perceive my image, and how do you convey that change, and still like say like, hey, that was reliable before, but in this context, now I'm something a little bit different. Like,
something, you know what I get? Okay, so personally, I get, you're so like vibrant isn't the right word, but like chatty, talkative, personable.
Yeah.
And when I show up in different contexts, when I show up in any context where I'm just like, it's not my turn, it's that person's turn. I need to listen or whatever.
Yeah.
the feedback that I'll get is, "What's wrong? What's
wrong?
Shannon, what's wrong?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Are you okay?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm just listening. You should be listening to. Stop talking to me. We're listening right now." But how do you? That's a quick one. But there are other long-term, like sort of ways that shows up. And how? What if I don't believe it?
Yeah.
What if I don't believe it anymore? What if I make that transition? How do I make the transition?
I think it's tough, but like, and that's where like that's where it's like there's a lot of guiding work that goes along to it. Be like, okay, cool, if somebody's like, oh, it seems like you're always like talkative and things like that, it's like, and if people talk about it, it'd be like, hey, what's wrong? What happened? It's like, oh no, like, yes, I am talkative. So you kind of, yes, and you yes and it. Yeah. Hey.
We talk about improv on this show.
We do.
Improv.
Yeah.
And
drama therapy. Registered.
Luke's a drama therapist. Yeah. Registered.
Yeah. And so like, so you have to like, in terms of like kind of show like what people need to catch up to.
Talk to me about, you said this phrase, guiding work. It takes some guiding work.
Yeah, it does.
Talk to us about guiding work.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so I know that I'm in a new, like, say for example, like I'm on a new, I'm on a new part, like of the lake. I'm on a new lily pad. I've hopped to a new lily pad.
Yes.
And so it's kind of coming back to the lily pad that another person is about, like, yes, I am talkative. I'm on the same lily pad. Yeah. But hop with me, and we're gonna hop to the other part where it's like, okay, now I'm over here, be like, hey, like I also understand in this context, I am not so talkative. I'm not like, because I want to, like, I want to listen. I want to hear what other people have to say, like, and I want to just kind of have more of a back and forth kind of conversation. And so, and that also, like, helps, like, even if in the context of things, it's just kind of like helping them understand a little bit more about you.
Interesting. I'm trying to think, excuse me. I'm trying to think about, well, I am actually thinking about it in the context of improv, where I see this come up in specifically like in scenes, is where something will happen between two people. Let's say they fall out of love.
Yeah.
Or even they fall out of love. And then someone on the sidelines will say, fast forward 5 years, these two people haven't seen each other since they broke up.
Yeah.
But they meet in a coffee shop, like randomly in a coffee shop. In my head, that lily pad jumping is sort of the equivalent of, let's fast forward 5 years. Like a lot, we assume in the improv context, something, we may not know what, but something has changed for these people in 5 years. Yeah. And the reason we're moving forward is to see what that change is, to see what the the new relationship now is. And what you're saying is, in a real context, it's like you have to, it's not 5 years all the time.
Right.
We have to sort of give somebody the, okay, cool. I was talkative then when you knew me in that moment.
Yeah.
But cut to now.
Yeah.
Cut to
right now. Yeah. And so, I mean, and also like in the conversational context, like, like your friend has checked in, so and you're checking in with your friend about it, and so like you have that relationship already built. But like, say for example, like I mean, like let's let's go with pandemic. Like, say that you haven't seen somebody in like 2 or 3 years, because or seen a coworker in 2 or 3 years, and you change jobs or they change jobs, and you meet up again, like in real life person time. Like yeah, and what does that mean? And so in terms of reconnecting, like it's all about like, okay, you're taking in how they are, and they're taking in how you are, and just kind of you gotta like connect the dots or connect the lily pads a little bit, in order to really get back to that deeper understanding. Whereas like in improv, like you want to come back to that, like the 5 years later, cool, what's that deep understanding looking like now, a little bit older. And so and then the audience members and the improvisers on stage can connect the dots and connect the lily pads on their own. So a little bit more.
What if in this context, as we're connecting dots or not connecting dots, but trying to connect dots for people,
right?
What if you've changed so much? What if like this, okay, I don't believe in what I've been relying on anymore. Like sometimes that can cause, and for whatever reason, in my head, I'm thinking of times, like you said, religion at the beginning. And I'm thinking of times sort of like that, where, man, I really was believing this way. I really was thinking that no one should have children, or that everyone should have children, or whatever. Like I was really thinking that. And now, for whatever reason, I don't think that anymore. This really strong belief. I just don't think it anymore. So many things, loss of community, loss of community. Sure, that's a big one. But like, just if that thought, I thought no one should have children. Now I think everyone should. The things that you do, your everyday choices, and I don't really want to stick on the children one, but I'm just talking about any big like decision that suddenly now you don't believe. The way you live your life on a day-to-day basis has that at its core. And so when you shift, now the way that you live your life on a day-to-day basis also shifts sort of dramatically. And I don't know, I'm interested in the loss. How do we take care of ourselves in the loss? How do we take care of ourselves in the shift? Like the loss of ourselves, like, oh, I was that person. How do we forgive? Or just like understand that? How do we do that, Luke? Drama therapist, Luke Wallens, registered. How do we do that?
So a couple things that come to mind.
Questions.
Yeah, no, it's great. Wonderful. This is great. So one, like you, if you don't believe in relying and that sense of self before anymore, you have found a new way to rely on yourself in different ways. So one, like you found a new reliability, a new platform for that is more situated for yourself and for that time. And then and also it is a shift. It is sometimes it's a big shift. And also I'm just going to say, changes change is the only constant. So it's just things will change, people will change, and situations will change. So maybe like you're not reliable, or you're not the the talkative, chatty one to get the conversation going, but maybe you're the new reliability is the fact that you're good to like maintain it once it's in effect, or you're a good closer. It's like you're like,
that's the
end and we're done. It's like, this is great, cool, neat, bye-bye. So like maybe it's shifted and so like the and so I'd say like, you know, going from one to the other is a shift, and in between it's tough to shift, because sometimes like you think of this person as this way the whole time, and then realizing that like, oh, we can't have those conversations anymore, or the conversation has changed about different things. You know, because like, I mean, I've realized that with you know, with a friendship that I had recently, where it's just like, oh, we like, outside of like, we were like really good you know, improviser friends, and then outside of that, it's like when we don't do improv, it's like, oh, what, how are we reliable on each other? Like, what do we find in common? And we found that with like, oh, we really like watching like you know, like old movies. That's great, cool. That's our new reliability. And like, we can still do improv. That's great, you know. But we have like the new thing where like we're watching old movies and talking about them and talking about the themes. There's
a man, you know, because our conversation is, how do we find this in improv? How does improv help us do this? Did I lose my train of thought? Shifting. One, I was thinking about scene painting and how scene painting can really help us see how a person is living, or even if we're, the idea that our inside is reflected outside. Right. So just, you know, this person is sitting in a throne. The throne is new plush, gold, red, velvet, just, look at the throne. Okay. But now they're sitting in a throne, and the throne is tattered, torn. Like the gold we found out is just gold plate. It's chipped.
I hate that when that happens.
And so that same person sitting in those different thrones are just sort of an acknowledgement to what has happened to that person. And when you're talking about shift is hard.
Shifting is hard.
Shift is hard.
Shift is hard.
Shift happens and it's hard. So there it is. But looking around and seeing, okay, how am I being reflected? How did people know me before? How was I reflecting who I am? How do I reflect who I am now? So there's that. And then you said one more thing, and I can't, like, this is, my friend. Connecting on a different level. This idea that we can, in improv, in fact, when we're digging into relationships and trying to find out who people are to each other, and we find that at the base they are friends, right? Then we can work around any other situation so that we can see them as friends in different situations. So when I think about, or at the base they are lovers, or at the base they are sisters, or at the base, like, what is the solid relationship? That idea can help in this situation, like exactly what you did, as far as like, we need to discover, what are we? Are we just improviser people? We're just improviser people. That's fine. But like, are we friends at the base? Okay, then let's see how we friend in these different situations and scenarios.
I think what's great about improv is that you can get to those places so immediately. And like, just establish, like, and even pull aside and be like, okay, we're friends in this?
Yeah, we're friends.
Okay, great. And we're friends. It's like, I love you, friends. Like, it's so cool, you know? And that's really great. Whereas like it's more like off stage, it's all in the subtext and the confusion of the subtext and the mystery about, like, are we friends?
Listen, here we go. Luke Wallens. Shannon Stott and Luke Wallens. When we talk about improv helping us, though, the beauty, yes, is exactly what you're saying. We get to those things fast on stage, but we can learn to take that technique and use it in our lives. If we can be less beholden, less like so scared to be vulnerable. Come on. Let's be less scared to be vulnerable and quicker to get to the heart and the meat of where we are and why we are. What is the relationship like? Really? Like, okay, listen. We've had our ups and downs. We're in this elevator, and I just need to like right now know. Are we lovers or are we friends?
We are friends.
Okay. You know what? And then you do your little like I thought we were lovers. No, it's okay.
Recovery.
And then like ding, the door's open, and you move on to where you're going. Now it's quick.
Elevator ride.
It was just so fast. But I know that's like some of that is not that it's unreliable, but unreasonable. Right. Some of that's unreasonable.
Right. Yeah.
But the learning of that technique, the learning of asking the questions directly, getting the answers, being vulnerable with your answers, and then quickly, whatever that means, but like moving forward to get to the meat, the friendship.
And I also want to point out that it's okay not to know. It's okay not to know, and like that is decision too. I'm gonna say it could be yes, no, I don't know. Like
let's fight for a minute.
Okay,
let's fight.
Great.
The fight is when I used to tell my improv students, when you don't know, you always know.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
But that's improv.
Okay.
So we're fighting.
I see that.
Come on.
I love this
push
fight.
back. Let's push back.
Yeah. So okay. Because and that's what I told the students too about like you do know the answer, don't need to ask questions. So I do that. However, I would say off the stage, like sometimes there are situations where you have to figure out a different way to figure out a situation. Like like, are we lovers? Are we friends? Like that's a big question to ask in a early in a situation. Yeah. So what it's like it's hard to like whereas like in improv and like in TV and movies you can jump to those things really quickly about like okay cool, this is the context. Whereas like and like the what it's jumping over is the murkiness and the in between about like what I felt good when we were in on this date, but then when we took a walk I felt differently, or when you said this I felt this way, and I and so you might know something but you want to kind of like experiment with things
and explore it. Yeah, that's right.
But that's off the stage.
It is. We don't have time on the stage. You have 3 minutes. Maybe like an hour, depending on what you're doing. Harold, Mr. Harold, Mr. Armando. Yeah. Like you might have a little bit more time, but we don't really have that much time.
And the thing is, like, I mean, what's really great about improv is that like you are following through with your first impulse. And I don't know if that's always true. I don't know if that's always true off the stage. Like you have your impulse, you have your gut feeling, which I would say, like most of the time, go with your gut feeling. Like, just go with it. Even if you can't define it, go with your gut feeling because it's going to be right. And so improv helps you access that and tune into
that part is so smart. Like improv helps you access that because I think I'm sure there are some journeyers right out here who are like, I don't know what my gut feeling is. I don't trust it. I don't believe it anymore. My gut,
Yeah.
Yes, but yes. Oh my gosh.
Can we try?
Oh my God, get out of here.
Can we try a game?
We're gonna try again.
Okay, great.
Because Luke and I like to say,
try this.
That's what we like to say.
Yeah.
I'm in.
So, okay. So this is an experiment to see. We're questioning reliability and the context of that. So, what I want, we're going to go back and forth. We're going to say a word or a phrase, and the two of us are either going to, strike a pose with that phrase or word.
Okay.
If we match, great. If we don't, cool. But I want to. We're looking at like reliability about like, okay, reliability of are we in sync with it?
Mm-hmm.
But also like, how are we not? Or I want to look at that.
Okay. You say any phrase.
Any phrase, and then go with a pose with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the same time.
No. One. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll say a phrase.
Yeah.
Just a phrase.
Just a phrase.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then pose.
We'll pose with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you? Great.
Yeah.
Did we win?
That's great. I think we
finish.
won.
We're done.
Yeah. So this mustard is not here. I don't know.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah. I know.
This mustard is not here. Love it. Let's go shopping. So okay. All right.
Yeah. And it is now.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
Down
up and
and
down.
up.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
Are you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There's my arms crossed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pondering.
A couple more.
Yeah.
Now I have to think of another phrase.
Okay.
Let's see. This music's too loud.
No, thank you. Yeah. So I think we need to head in that direction.
This is my nap.
Yeah.
It's my. Okay.
I'm still contemplating. Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So
I love this.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, let's look at reliability in terms of for ourselves in the scene. Like,
Mm-hmm.
did we feel like we were reliable? To start a scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like and like we're matching at the beginning, and then but also like the up and down.
That was so fun.
That's cool. That's great. Yeah. Very complimentary. Did you feel like you were a reliable person for your scene partner?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I felt most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the time. But sometimes I felt like I was late.
Yeah.
Or that I was leading somehow.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I wasn't as reliable because I wasn't making eye contact with you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I was coming up with my own stuff and then coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Looking at the whatever this is. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then another thing too. Did it shift? Did you feel like, I'm I don't did you believe in you being reliable with your scene partner, with yourself?
Yes. Did it shift? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did. I felt like sometimes I was sometimes I was letting you down, right? Obviously this is the pose.
Yeah.
And I feel like, oh, right, obviously that is the pose.
Mm-hmm.
Like what What is this? What is this map?
yeah. And I liked how like it was one of those things where it's like, like I felt that where it's like, oh, I needed to explain a little bit more so we can give each other context about what's happening.
Interesting.
And then you
can do it.
Liability, shifting. I shifted to being a little bit more relaxed.
Ooh.
Be like, okay, cool. Now we've got the a rhythm going with it with the game, and we're figuring things out. And so now we can explore a little bit more.
So, I shifted to being more playful.
Yeah.
I felt like yes. This is good. This is great. This is great. No, it's great because in this, like, what if I don't believe what I've been relying on? Yeah. Whoa, what a great exercise you just made us do.
Yeah. Because like, what if you don't believe in what you're doing? Like, what if you don't believe in what you're doing? What if you don't believe in the other person, what the other person is doing? You in this exercise, you get a chance to put it in your body. Like, oh, I'm hearing a thing, like the same stuff that I've been hearing, whatever. Like, hello, how are you? It's raining. We're lost, whatever. I'm hearing this stuff. I used to react to, how am I reacting now? That's what it feels like. Like, how this thing that I've been relying on, how am I reacting now? What does it feel like in my body? Oh, it feels different. And just that is enough to just explore. What is what you were saying before about, like, okay, well, on stage, we don't have the time to explore. But when we're off stage, we do. Yeah. There's a little bit more time in between. So yeah. You don't necessarily have to, like, you can acknowledge the impulses, but then also like acknowledge the reverberations of that, reflect on that.
And what does it, the reverberations of that.
And then I also want to throw in that, like, what if I don't believe in what I've been relying on anymore? Like, when that, just thinking about that in context with what we just played, like, my question is like, okay, if I change, how I'm doing things, and I do something a little bit outside of what that I do, will this person go along with what with what I'm doing? And like,
that's hard is not the right word. That's that can be scary. Because if you're doing a thing, will this person go along? If you are in a place where you can ask yourself that question, and there is ambiguity in the answer, there's some bravery that has to occur so that you can get an answer. Because I feel like in this particular game, I guess if I had gotten in my head enough, like, oh, I really hope that both of us go like this together. If I get in my head enough, I could not want to play. Like, I could not want to play because maybe I don't want the answer. Maybe I just want to know, like, I just assume Luke is gonna support me, but maybe you're not gonna support me. Oh, I just got also scared.
That is scary. No, I'm gonna support you.
Because if you're changing in a way that is very, very big, if you're changing personally in a way that is very, very big, and you're afraid that people aren't going to support you, you may get stuck in this space where you don't tell them that you're changing. I never even thought of this. Like, what if I don't believe, if you don't believe who you are, like, I don't believe I'm that person anymore, but I don't want to tell anybody because all my friends
know me as this one thing. And then all of a sudden, and it's like, what? And so the reliability comes back to, it's kind of one of those things, like, if you if you change like something in a song, you have to play that phrase a couple more times in order for people to start to understand, oh, this is the change. That's okay. We got it. You know, like, and so in that sense, it's like, yeah, the reliability comes back to you about like, okay, I believe in what I'm doing and how I've changed, and you know, I have to like I have to go forward with what I have, and trust that you know the support will happen where it's happening. So.
I believe. That's like you have to believe. It's funny. We went from what if I don't believe what I've been relying on anymore. Like the switch of that is, what if you believe something different about yourself? Like what if you believe something different about yourself, you have to believe. You have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You have to believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
Watch
I'm
this.
watching.
Watch me. Hey, hi, Turnier.
Hello.
We're about to do it. Listen, the big thing that Luke said basically throughout this whole show is you have to believe in yourself on and
off the stage.
Bye.